Given that today is St. Patrick's Day, here are some of my favourite Irish horror movies. Hey there guys, and welcome back to Dino Review. So given the day that's in it, I wanted to give you guys some suggestions on Irish horror movies you can watch over the holiday. Now guys, this is not a ranking, these are not my favourite Irish horror movies in order, but they are just some you can throw on throughout the day. Kicking things off, we're going to look at Leprechaun from 1993. So Leprechaun is an American horror comedy film that follows a vengeful leprechaun that believes a family has taken his prize gold and of course takes revenge on each and every one of them. What can I say about Leprechaun? It is probably the definitive Irish horror movie, whether we like to admit that or not. I absolutely love watching this one. I pretty much throw it on every year about this time. I will say guys, Warwick Davis definitely steals the entire movie. He is golden in the role of the leprechaun. He is camp, he's over the top, but at times he's also quite sinister. We of course also have the introduction of Jennifer Aniston taking on the famous leprechaun as the final girl of the movie. The film is a fun ride. You're not going to take this one seriously. It's a popcorn movie through and through, but it's a really good time. It has some really good scare scenes, but a lot of comedy. Guys, if you haven't checked this out, this is probably the definitive Irish horror movie you've got to go see. The film has some really gory and fun kills. It has a really fun plot and it just hasn't aged too much over time. It's definitely one you can throw on and watch every St. Paddy's Day. After that we have The Hole in the Ground, which is a 2019 supernatural horror film, and it follows the disappearance of a young boy who returns home one night but he's not quite right. Fears of the unknown mixed with the uncertainty of parenting mix really well in this one, but what I like as well is just the Irish countryside definitely adds a chilling effect. The movie, it is a bit of a slow burn for sure. There's a mystery that slowly unfolds as it goes on, but it will keep you gripped all the way through. If you like a movie that builds quite a lot of tension, that has this kind of haunting element to it at times, this is one to check out. The cast in this as well are phenomenal in what they do. They will keep you gripped right to the end of the movie. This is a movie that's extremely confident in its plot. Now it is a plot point we've seen quite a lot before, but I will say they pull it off quite well. Once you get to the end of the movie and you kind of see how everything unfolds, you realise how effectively chilling the entire movie is. Another one to check out is Grabbers from 2012. So the plot revolves around an Irish island that suddenly gets invaded by aliens. Now slowly the locals realise the only way to actually survive these aliens is by getting absolutely drunk. Yes, that is the plot of this movie. It is grotesque, it is out there, and it is very bizarre, but in all the right ways. It's definitely a horror comedy more than a straight horror, and if you like movies like Slither, you will absolutely love this one. For me, I actually just love the small location in this one, the cast members we spend time with, and just the mystery of what these aliens actually are. It's a funny one, it has a lot of Irish humour in there, but definitely anyone can check this out. A personal favourite of mine is A Hallow from 2015, which is a horror film directed by Corin Hardy. Now it centres around a family who move to a remote mill house in Ireland, and they actually find themselves in a fight for survival with demonic creatures living in the woods. Now if the plot of that movie doesn't grip you, I don't know what will. I absolutely love this one. Again, the Irish countryside and the woods in particular add just a chilling effect to the movie, but also the mystery of this place that they're at. This one is a top class chiller. It definitely takes its time building its story, but there's enough suspense and jump scares to keep you going. It builds and builds on tension all the way through to the final act where everything gets revealed. I will say guys, what I enjoy about this one is the suspense. Even though it's a slow build and they don't really reveal the plot till a later act in the film, there's enough suspense, enough tension, and definitely enough jump scares to keep you going. More of a dark fantasy at times, the dark visuals and the fancy elements definitely make it worth a watch. Finally, we have The Canal from 2004. This one centres around a family who move into a periodic house by a remote canal, and they actually ignore rumours of the house being haunted. Now this one might look like it'll fall into the generic haunted house story, but the visuals in the movie, the score in particular, and just how the story slowly unfolds make it quite unique. I absolutely love watching this movie. There is something quite dark and disturbing about the entire film that I just didn't see when I was going into it. I expected the movie to be one thing and it was absolutely something else. It's a highly effective ghost story, but that's just because of how they build the story itself. How they reveal the ghost to you and what's actually happening. It is downright terrifying. Out of everything on this list, this is probably the scariest one I watched, and it's the one I didn't forget. It's a very scary movie. As I said guys, it does kind of take its time building its overall story, but I never mind that. I don't mind a slow build as long as the payoff is worth it. And this one definitely gives you a good payoff. The ghost in particular in the movie, there's just something unnatural and unnerving about him, and how he interacts with the main character is downright chilling. Honestly guys, I cannot recommend this one enough. If you want a really chilling, really bizarre ghost story, this is one to check out. But guys, that is just my own personal recommendations of the best Irish horror films to check out. Now I've tried not to give away the plot or what actually happens in each story, so if you get time today guys, go check them out, pop back and let me know what you thought of each of them. Remember guys, we will be doing more videos throughout the week, so if you want, you can of course subscribe to the channel. You can pop on that notification bell just so you don't miss any other videos. Now if you want to see more videos, you can click that link down below, and I will see you in the next one.